Hi guys, it's Morgan from the Treasure Trove, and long time no see. I've been away for a while. I went on a couple of trips and I didn't have time to pre-record. I kind of just wasn't in a good headspace, so I thought I would I thought I would sit down and play with some new makeup with you and just talk with you while I just played around and did a full face of makeup. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. Alright guys, it's been a while. So, I think I'm just going to play with some new makeup that I got today. Oh, I didn't even set up correctly. Way to go me. I have a new light, so if the lighting is weird, once again, I'm working on it. My mom got me a new light at a garage sale and I was like real excited because it's a real light. What I was using was just like a lamp with a daylight bulb. I have some new things to try out here. I'm really kind of excited. I'm going to play around with the new palette that I got and just give you like a mini life update. I know I look horrific right now. It's currently 1:36 in the morning and I have nowhere to be. Why am I putting on makeup? I don't know. First things first. I'm just going to put some moisturizer on because it's been a while since I put my skincare on and I just want to prep my skin a little. I've been finding that I haven't been using primers at all lately anymore, and I've just been like going back in with a moisturizer before I put on my foundation, like right before it was a primer, because my skin is so dry and I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I am 28, almost 29 years old, so I need all the help I can get, honestly. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with my usual foundation that I've been wearing, which is what I love to wear in the summertime, and that is, oh wait, hold on, dramatic. This is for my setting spray. I probably won't be putting on setting spray since I'm not going out. Just thought I'd show you what I use for my setting spray. Brian's mom got me that in Mexico. I'm just gonna like quickly put on my Maybelline Dewy and Smooth foundation. I'll probably just skip over this because it's boring. It's still not like 100% the right color for me because I am super pale, but hopefully I'll get some sun sometime soon. I can tan and I don't like getting super tan because then I feel really weird. Like, I'm Native American and Italian, so I tan really easily, but I don't like being super tan because I feel weird. I don't know. I love beautiful melanin, but it's just something that I think looks super weird on me. I'm just gonna do a very light base coat of this. I don't like wearing a ton of foundation like ever really. I just kind of like smoothing out my skin. If I'm going to an event or something, like I'll wear a ton of foundation, but for my everyday life, I just like having a base. What is this? What's going on here? I don't like that. Also, my pores have been showing way more in this area. Like, they've never been like that before, so I'm really, I don't know what that's about. So now I'm going to go in with a new concealer that I've been trying out for about a month now, and that is the, I'm sure everyone's talked about this on YouTube already, but it is the Makeup Revolution or Revolution Beauty, Revolution Makeup, whatever the name they're deciding to go by now. They've rebranded like so many times, I don't know. The Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C2. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Shape Tape, and honestly, I don't have Shape Tape, but I have real dark under eye circles. We've been over this a million times. And I need all the help I can get, and honestly I'm loving it so far. I'll just take it and I work on one side of the face at a time because it will set if you try to like put it here, put it here, put it here, put it here, wherever, and then blend it. So I go in with one side at a time and I just blend it out. Sometimes I'll take my foundation brush because it blends out better and just blend it, and you can see the difference with the other side already. It doesn't completely take away my darkness, but it definitely does a really good job. And especially because we're coming into the summer months, it isn't too dry for my under eye area, which it doesn't dry out my under eye area too much. In the winter, I think it would make my under eye area look awful. So I'm gonna enjoy this full coverage concealer while I can now. I really love using a full coverage concealer with a very low coverage foundation because you can spot conceal all your really bad problem areas with the concealer and leave, like, of course this probably only works with people who have like moderately okay to like really good skin. Obviously people who have skin problems like acne or eczema, been there. This probably won't apply to, but if you already have a decent base of skin, why do you want to cover? I mean, it's personal preference, but personally I would never want to just slather foundation on. Then if my nose is having like any troubles areas, I'll normally conceal my nose. Like, it's looking pretty okay today, but my chin, you probably can't tell on camera, but this one's fucking annoying. Like, are there any not annoying songs on this motherfucking playlist? Okay, my chin has a lot of pimple scars because I cannot control myself and I can't ever stop picking at pimples, especially when I was a teenager. It was just awful. I would dig my dirty nails into my chin and I like cringe when I even think about it now, honestly. So I have lots of scars on my chin. It's like one of the only places on my body where I have a ton of scars. So I just like to go in with a little extra concealer right there. Normally then I just take whatever is left over on my brush and I'll prime my eyes for eyeshadow with this now, because I found that it lasts way longer than primer potion, my Maybelline tattoo, and I have like really oily eyelids that like break down everything, so I prime my eyes with this. It also blocks out any like veins and stuff, which I have a lot of on my eyes, so. Now I'm just gonna set real quick with my Coty Airspun powder that I talked about in another video. I honestly really love this brush. Also, I'm wearing a pink shirt in this video like my last video, but I promise you it's a different one. It's got a cat on it. It says I don't do mornings. It's vintage. I honestly really love this powder, especially because it's getting to be summertime, warm time, and my skin turns into normal human skin, so I can wear powder again. And I found that I really like this powder for just setting the face where I put my concealer, but also, especially if I have like, if I'm having a real dew day and I just want to make my foundation not as tacky, I'll take the smallest bit on a fluffy brush, a big fluffy brush, tap off as much excess as I can because I don't need a lot being dry, and I'll just sweep it all over my face. And I'm really liking the results because this powder, I don't know, it's some kind of magic, man. It takes away your pores and it blurs your lines, like my forehead lines, blurs them for sure. Now that the base is done, we can go in with the fun part, which is the eyeshadow palette that I picked. Part of why I was gone was I did not pre-film for my trip. I wanted to, but I just wasn't in a good headspace to do that. I just wasn't feeling it. So I decided to just take a little vacation, and I went down to visit my best friend in Virginia, my best friend Christina. Love you, Bill, if you're watching. So I got to spend like a full week, full 10 days, I think 10 days with her, which isn't nearly enough. I'm already planning on going back over the summer, but we went makeup shopping, you know, as you do, and I really wanted to buy her the dupe of the Modern Renaissance, or not Modern Renaissance, Subculture palette that I have been loving, which I want to make another get ready with me using, and that's this Makeup Revolution Reloaded palette, Reloaded Division. I don't know, there's so many memes on these that they confuse me. So it's the Reloaded Division palette, I think. Or these, no, these are just the Reloaded palettes. So this is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palettes. And this is in Division, which is the dupe of the Anastasia Subculture palette. And she just like really, really loved Subculture, but you know, they're not very beginner friendly eyeshadows, and plus it's like a $40 palette. This is $7, so I wanted to get it for her as a present. So we went shopping, and of course I happened to see this one, which is the Reloaded Neutrals 2, and I couldn't find if this was a specific dupe for any palette. Like, it kind of looks like there are some shades from the Sweet Peach palette, some dupes for like just those Too Faced palettes in general in it, but it's not like a specific dupe that I could find for any palette. Like, they have their own version of the Modern Renaissance also, which I can't speak for. I have the real Modern Renaissance. I love it. I think that's a good investment. But if you really love those colors, so far these have been good. So I wanted to play with these because I only got to wear it once when I was having a mental breakdown at her place. I was like, okay, I just need to put on makeup. I just needed to put on makeup. Cathartic release. So that's the only time I've gotten to play with this. So I'm really, really excited. So I have no idea what kind of eye look I'm going for with this. Obviously I'm an orange hoe, so this orange just, it speaks to me. All these speak to me really. But I do have quite a few of these in my collection already, so let's just go in. I think I'm just going to do like some crease work for fun. Kind of like recreate the look that I did at her place. I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit. Please ignore my unibrow. It's just out of control. So I think I'm just going to start in the crease with this color. Of course, when I was going nowhere in the middle of the night at her place was when I was able to do a cut crease without using concealer. Because, you know, I had nowhere to be. So no one was ever going to see it. So I'm just going to take that on this Anastasia, fluffy side of this Anastasia brush that came with the Modern Renaissance. I honestly like love these brushes. And I'm just going to start buffing it in the crease. So far I've noticed that these shadows between both palettes, because I've been playing with the other one, that's the Subculture dupe, are very pigmented. They are pretty much exactly what they look like in the pan with a couple exceptions. They blend really well. The mattes really impress me. Some of the shimmery ones surprisingly are what are the disappointments in these palettes. Mattes are normally what's like pretty disappointing, but the mattes in all these palettes are really good. The shimmers, some of them look like they're going to be shimmers, but they end up being like glitter toppers, which is fine. And this one that I used already has hard pan on it, so I will have to like use tape to get that off. Maybe if I can get like the coating off, it'll be fine, but surprisingly the mattes are what's gorgeous about these palettes. So what's been going on in my life? Let me update you guys. I'm just gonna blend that out with a Wet n Wild crease brush. Actually, you know what? No. I've been blending out shadows recently with this Wet n Wild just big flat paddle brush. And for some reason, I'm just loving how it works. I barely have to touch the edges, and this brush is so soft. And look guys, look how it blends that out. Look how it blends out the shadow. It instantly removes like all the harsh lines. It gives me a little bit more control because I have very small eyelids. And this, see how big that is compared to my eye, and then this gives me a little bit more precise control. But anyway, what's been going on? Okay, so I was down there in Virginia for 10 days. We went to DC, which was really fun, even though I was sick that day because my body hates me, and like, what's new, right? I wasn't sick the entire time I was down there, but the day that we decided to go to DC was the day that my body was like, I hate you. So we went to the American Indian Museum, which my mom is like a member of, so she gets like a discount there, and that was like amazing. I loved it. The exhibits were really cool. Nothing that I didn't already really know, you know, like being from Native American heritage. We all know, even if other people didn't really observe it in school, about the Trail of Tears and all the terrible shit that happened. Nothing that I already didn't know, but it was still really amazing to see, and I'm so glad that I got to see it. Walked around a little bit. I have a lot of pictures that I want to share. Maybe I'll do like a blog post about it. What color do we want to go in with? I already used this one, so I think I want to try this one right here. Let's do it. I'm going to take that on a Pro Blending Fluff brush from Coastal Scents and just buff that in through the crease. So, like I was saying, maybe I'll make a blog post about it. It was a lot of fun. We filmed a lookbook, a BFF like lookbook video that I'm super excited about. I haven't had a chance to edit it because there's more to my stories. So because of what happened after I got back, just haven't had any time to edit that, and I really want to just like make that a cool video. Even though my camera isn't the best, I want to try some like cool things, make it a cool video. So we filmed 3 outfits each for that, and that was really fun. We are, I don't know if I should admit this, but we were super huge K-pop fans at one point, and we even had like a YouTube channel. But learning more about K-pop, we both kind of became disillusioned with it, just because the industry, you know, isn't a fun industry for most people that are involved in it, especially after Jonghyun committed suicide. He was my favorite. It still like pains me to talk about this. He was my favorite artist in K-pop, and honestly one of my favorite artists of all time across all music. He was like, to me, like Michael Jackson. Like, he was like a true artist. He used to sit down and write like hundreds of songs. And when he committed suicide, I just kind of was like, this, like, you know, this industry, it kills people. Like, sure, he had mental illness, but the stress of his job definitely didn't help, and I just kind of had to like back away for a while. So, long story short, we obviously, you know, BTS, they're like the big thing right now, but we have been fans for, her and I have been fans for a very long time. Like, since 2015. So, like, before any of this happened. So, of course, naturally, we wanted to watch the BBMAs because they were on it. So, we watched the BBMAs, had chill girls night. We are actually going to see them in September, so that should be fun. We did that. We went to an art supply store. We just hung out, talked. We just always have a really good time, and I already miss her, and I already want to go back. I decided to leave that Friday. Okay, let's figure out what color I'm going to go in with next, because like in this, let's deepen it with this color right here. I'm just going to like use as many colors as I can, just for fun, just for shits and giggles. Okay, I decided to leave because I hadn't been sleeping very well. The day that I also had to leave for Cincinnati. This was real good decision making. Come on, camera. Hello. I'm right here. Thank you. This was real good decision making on my part. I decided to leave at 8 in the morning from Virginia, drive the 7-hour drive home on 2 hours of sleep, and then make the 7.5-hour journey to Cincinnati for Molly and Wade's wedding. Yeah, well, it all worked out good in the end. I ended up being able to sleep in before their wedding, and so I wasn't completely exhausted. And I had so much fun at their wedding. It was just honestly, the fact that they invited me and Brian at all meant so much to both of us. And it was really fun to be able to hang out with our friends, our YouTube friends, outside of like a work setting, like a PAX convention setting. It was just a lot of fun. It was so much fun. And the wedding was beautiful. Molly looked gorgeous. Her dress was gorgeous. I don't know. We got to hang out an extra day in Cincinnati because we drove, so we couldn't have to leave at any certain time, and just got to chill, hang out with some good peeps, meet some girlfriends, which I normally don't do. Yeah, and then we came home and went straight to Sean, aka Jack Sky, show in Toronto. Got to hang out a little bit more. That was a lot of fun. So I've been home for a week today. Just been catching up on life stuff here, so I haven't been able to film or even think about anything. See how this brush, it's like magic. I don't know, it blends out this shadow. Is this looking good at all? I don't know. I'm gonna add one more color, and that's gonna be this color right here. I wish this had like, don't get me wrong, I love matte eyeshadow. It's like my homegirl, my ride or die, but for lid shades, like I wish these other shimmers were a little lighter because I honestly don't really ever know what to do with darker shimmer colors because I can't use them on the lid and I don't like really using them in the crease. So maybe we can get away with using this one. We'll see. I'm just going to add that dark color quick. All these are so pigmented and they blend really well together. So I'm just focusing that deepest color right into my socket, which I found is the key to doing crease work. Found that out by being like lazy and like half drunk off of sleep deprivation. Just put the brush right in your socket when your eyes are half closed. Works. So these are nice and pigmented and they blend really well. Pretty consistent with the other palette that I have. The shades so far are pretty similar to what they are on the pan in this eyeshadow palette. This one I noticed like the eyeshadows are a little different than what they are in the pan on your eye, but that's okay. This palette also, I should probably let you know, is only $7 fucking dollars. I heard Emily Noel 83, best OG beauty YouTuber out there. She's just the best. Talk about these and I was like, shit, there's a subculture dupe for $7. I have to try that, and so far I am impressed. I have talked about this in another video that I ended up having to delete because the files got corrupted, but how I feel about dupe palettes is this. Like Kat Von D, she got like all butthurt because Makeup Revolution made a copy of her Shade and Light eye palette. They didn't use the artwork. They didn't use anything like that. They didn't steal like any of her actual intellectual property or artwork or whatever. You cannot copyright a color. There are only so many colors that exist in the world, and if you're gonna take away all the bullshit, like the expense for the packaging, and make it just as good for a more affordable price, I'm gonna do it because I don't have a lot of money, and I'm sorry. Maybe one day I will actually buy your real product because this is like my gateway drug into the expensive product. And I know Smacy here on YouTube has talked about that before. She's a smaller creator. She talked about how she bought the Makeup Revolution Shade and Light eye palette dupe and she ended up buying the real one because of how much she liked it. So, just putting that out there. Don't mean to be so salty. Now I'm just going to take this color, the shimmery color, on this tiny side of this Anastasia brush. And see, that's what I don't like about these shimmers, is that when you try to pick them up with the brush, it like makes hard pan instantly, which, you know, really shouldn't happen. Oh, still looks pretty good though. I'm just gonna go back in with that deep color, work that through the crease again so we don't get that shimmery color in there. Now I'm just gonna take the lightest shimmery shade, which I've already tried and really like, on this tiny brush and put it right here. Kind of reminds me of Primavera from the the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which is like one of my favorite shimmer eyeshadows of all time. I'm just going to take this VR SO9 brush, pointed blender, and I'm going to start with where we started, which was this color? No, it was this color. This color. And just mirror what I did. So, a funny story, if my camera would focus. My makeup mirror that I used to do my makeup the other day, I was cleaning my vanity because powder gets everywhere, and I am a clean freak, and was cleaning up all the powder and noticed that the back of my vanity, or my back of my mirror, makeup mirror, was like leaking, and the batteries that I had put in this have corroded. So now I have to deal with that and hope that this makeup mirror isn't ruined. I have like the worst luck when it comes to shit like that. Like, I'll buy the correct batteries and yet still that shit happens. The remote to my stereo, I'm supposed to have a remote to the stereo so I could, you know, like turn the volume down while I'm sitting here or change the song while I'm sitting here. But the batteries got corroded in that and it broke the remote. So I just got no remote now. I like pink eye looking makeup looks, clearly. I don't know, living dead girl makeup is what I lovingly refer it to as. Probably have heard that before from me or other places. Maybe it's the scene kid in me, but I love my living dead girl makeup. This reminds me so much of like pink eyeshadow that Burt McCracken used to wear. Alright, we looking good, we looking good. Should I do winged liner? Should I? Should we? Let's do it. My last Get Ready With Me, I didn't do it. So, let's challenge myself. I'm going to use my cream eyeliner actually with a liner brush because for some reason that's just quicker and I can talk to you better, I think, when I do that. So I just use this old ass e.l.f. cream eyeliner in the shade black. It's really old, probably shouldn't use it anymore. But hey, it gets the job done. It's dried out like several times. I have brought it back to life several times, like several times from Gravity Falls. You know what you're picking up what I'm putting down? So I just use this ratchet ass paintbrush to apply my liner. Honestly, that's one of the biggest lies I think makeup companies have sold us. Not to sound like a weirdo, but it's hyperbole. It's hyperbole. Is makeup brushes. Any good detail brush that you want to buy for eyeshadow, I would suggest like looking for good synthetic options at Michael's, because I got this set of 3. This one, this little tiny detail brush, then this one that I use all the time, also for liner and for eyeshadow, at Michael's for $1, and they're Royal and Lang nickel brushes. Also, my favorite eyeshadow brush is this, or my favorite eyebrow brush is this one by Royal and Lang nickel. And Royal and Lang nickel also make makeup brushes, and they're not that different. So you can get some really good detail eye brushes for detail work at a craft store. I've had this for 5 years now, and honestly it is my favorite liner brush. You can clearly tell. What is even on it? I don't know. Metallic eyeliner, I think. Sorry, I have to like pull my eyelids to do this. I've really tried not to do that, but I still have to because I have so many like skin folds in my eye. My like My eyes are just like loose and saggy and sad. My cats are running around like fucking crazy dick bags. One eye done. Let's see if I can do the other. I'll probably just skip the other one because no one wants to see me like do this forever. I also know I do my eyeliner in a weird order. I like paint the tail on first before I do the rest. I don't know why, but hey, there are no rules, right? People always ask me, which I don't even understand why, because I don't think my eyeliner is ever that good. But people always ask me like how I'm so good at wing liner, which once again I will tell you I'm not. The secret is, and a lot of people don't like hearing this answer. I don't like hearing this answer either. Lots and lots of practice. That's really honestly it. In 2012, I decided that I was going to wear liquid eyeliner for the first time. Yes, I'm a late bloomer, I know. 2012, pretty late to the party because I was like 22 years old. And I was terrible at it at first, like so bad. But I wore it every single day for 2 years. And that's just how you get better. You do it like every single day. Okay, so there is the liner done. Because I pull on my eye so much, I normally disturb my foundation, so I just go back in with my foundation brush. We did it, fam. I'm just gonna put white in my waterline and put on mascara real quick, and I'll be back. Because no one wants to see me do that. I did my eye. Mascara and my brows and my inner corner, or my waterline eyeliner off camera, because no one wants to see that. So I think we're just going to maybe bronze the face, make this a fun summery look. Maybe not contour, just bronze. I never do that, so that could be fun. I don't really have a lot of bronzers to do that with, so let's see what we can scrounge up. Mainly I just have this old busted palette, which see how some of the tones that I made in this palette are very similar to the one that I just bought. Yeah, I love like the whole top row minus this one of these Coastal Scents eyeshadows. So if you want to see a video of me like resurrecting like this old crusty palette, please let me know, because some of these shadows are actually really good. They're from Coastal Scents, and then all this stuff is from Ulta's like in-house line. And I love these blushes that they have and these highlights. So if you want to see a video on this palette, let me know, please. Like old crap we forgot that we owned. This bronzer I have, it's kind of orange, so don't think I'm going to use that. I do have this e.l.f. bronzer that's like discontinued now because I've had it so long. That might work. It is the e.l.f. Pressed Mineral bronzer in the shade Caramel Cocoa. Like that matters because it's discontinued. I mean, this could pull orange, but let's see what we can do. I'll take this Wet n Wild contouring brush. I'm just gonna like lightly just this on, like, you know, where you'd get sun kissed. I don't ever normally do this because I'm very scared of how pale I am, how like orange things pull, and just like I don't want to look like I have dirt on my face. I don't know, I just really don't want to fuck it up. But I figured we're coming into June, even though it's currently 50 degrees outside. Oh, it's very pigmented. You can always stick with the big fluffy brush. Things are warming up. Before we know it, summer will be upon us. Warm, bronzy skin days. So let's just dream about it. Wow, this bronzer though. It is so freaking pigmented. Also, I rarely ever put products in my hairline because of this reason. that my hairline is just like not a hairline. It just like grows wherever it wants, and like product gets shat in my fucking, just gets all in there. Like I really like this bronzer for bronzing purposes. Put a little there. Where else would you get sun? Does this look ridiculous? I'm just not used to seeing myself with bronzer on, like at all. It does make me look way less dead. I can see why people would do this, and even though this bronzer is hella pigmented, I like it. Too bad it's discontinued and I can't be like, hey, buy it right now. I think I'm gonna use one of those colors in the palette as a blush, just cause like why not? Like this color. Let's try it. I'm just gonna take that on a Coastal Scent stippling brush because we don't want too much, because these are eyeshadows and eyeshadows tend to be more pigmented than blushes. Sometimes. Sometimes you definitely can use an eyeshadow as a blush, or as a blush as an eyeshadow. It also blends very nicely on the cheek. Doesn't look chalky or anything, which was what I was worried about using an eyeshadow as a blush. It does go on streaky with the stippling brush though, so yeah, just beware if you're going to use these eyeshadows as blush to use a more densely packed brush than a stippling brush, or you're going to get like some streaks there. This e.l.f. complexion brush is like my favorite thing in the world ever for blending face products. It blends them so seamlessly, but yet doesn't blend them away to nothing. I've had it for so long, I love it. Alright, now we got that blush. Let us highlight. Highlight should we use? That's the other good question. Should we try the Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit that I told you I was disappointed in? What color have they got? I'm honestly not feeling that right now though. I think I'm going to use my Wet n Wild's Mega Glow highlighting powder in White Raven, which is from the Gothographic collection, which is back at Ulta for a limited time. I'm not sponsored, I swear. I just want to go pick up an extra Moon Tears because I'm that obsessed with it. Because this has like a nice purple flash to it, I think it will look really good with this look. I could be totally wrong, but we're going for it. Oh no, I like how it looks with this. Honestly, this shade probably is similar. This song is really pissing me off. Like, it's getting to me. It's probably very similar to one of the colors that actually is in the new Dream Glow Kit, because all of those have a cool purple, like lilac-y pink flash to them. And I really like this one for that because it has a cool purple reflect. I don't know if it's showing up on camera at all. But lately I have been a intense highlight convert. Normally I like a lit from within, even if it's an unnatural color kind of highlight that's not too metallic like some of the ones in the Moonchild. I would tone down because I didn't like how metallic they were, but I am all of a sudden just like live with the metallic because who doesn't want to be seen from space and abducted by aliens? I would like it to blend a little bit better. It's kind of dry. I've only used this one other time. It seems like this also already has hard pan, which is like really fucking annoying when that happens because I don't want to have to like take Scotch tape to all of my products. Okay. That brush definitely made a difference, and now I regret everything I just did. I fixed up this highlighter a little bit with some blush and made it look decent. I don't know. My skin's looking pretty dry, so I think I'm gonna actually use my dewy spray from NYX. Good, I just lost like 10 minutes of footage. This is great. Great, great. Great, 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 great. Great. Well, all that you missed was me talking about how much I love fake freckles, and Jordy from It's Likely Makeup was where I learned everything, and I hope that you can see it with my new lights. This is my first time using my new lights. I was talking about how when I was younger, my freckles used to be way more prominent because I played outside when I was younger all the time, and when I get a tan, my natural freckles really come out And people, my mom thinks it's funny because when I draw on these freckles now, it reminds her of when I was younger and people used to call me Punky Brewster, which some of you may be too young to know what Punky Brewster is. It was a TV show in the 80s. And I used to dress, I was like a tomboy, and I used to dress just like Punky Brewster. I had like the rainbow socks and I don't know, never looked clean. I was always dirty from like playing outside, climbing trees, catching bugs, all that bullshit. So when my mom, I sent my picture of my mom to my mom of my fake freckles, she was like, oh my god, you look like Punky Brewster as an adult. And I was like, well, that's a huge compliment because Cillian Winfrey, who played Punky Brewster, is gorgeous. And if I could even be like a quarter of how gorgeous she is, like, I'd be happy. My boyfriend doesn't like when I do this. He thinks it's weird. He's like, what are you doing? He has a lot of opinions though. He is pretty sassy. The body heat from your fingers kind of like melds the freckles into your face. I don't know, can you see them at all? Maybe it's stupid. I have fun with it. I like it because it's different every time. Like, there's no way that you could do the same freckle pattern like twice. I don't know. Right now, the only thing left to do in this a million years long video is to cut on the lips. Let me just take my drink real quick. I already know that I already know that I want to use this. Was actually what I wore to Wade and Molly's wedding. And I made a video on this, so I'll link that below. It is LA Colors Metal Lip Gloss in the shade, I can never remember, Spicy. I think it'll go with this eye pretty good. We got some monochromatic vibes going. Why is my voice going up at the end? I think I'm just like so annoyed that my card corrupted my files. I hope this video isn't really shitty. Oh my god, I didn't highlight my Cupid's bow. Who am I? I just realized. I love these glosses. Even when the color wears away a little bit, there's still like color there, so it doesn't look like you have a weird like outlined lips and color. Wow. But your lip is like blank. That's not the case with these. They kind of like wear down really nice. Wow, I'm just fucking up all over the place. And this color is my favorite. It's very summery. Alright, that just looks like weird without a highlight on my Cupid's bow, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, so here's the finished look. Hopefully the lights are not too bright. I'm sorry if they are. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me just put on makeup and try new makeup. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me put makeup on my face and just chatting about where I've been. And if you want me to do a full review on those Makeup Revolution palettes, please let me know. I like this one a lot so far. Not as much as the other one, I don't think. I think the colors kind of look a little bit different on your eye, but I have to play with it more really to get my full thoughts, because using it twice, like, I feel like that's very unfair to tell you how something performs after only wearing it twice, especially because I haven't worn it like out anywhere yet. I just wore it at home, so I will get back to you if you want a video on that. I really like Freezy Pop Pink for summer. I'm digging it. I like it. Hope you like this video. Click like if you did, and remember, stay cheap and lazy. Bye. Oh! Scared me.
If it started before age 40 and you feel stiff when you wake up, it could be an inflammatory condition.
Let go and say stop when I can just spot conceal. Okay, my camera just took a picture and I didn't say for it to do that. So, hi, Ghost Boy. I know you're here. Thanks for helping. Appreciate it. Should I clean my Cupid's bow? Did it need to be cleaned out? Good. Good.